Hi, I am Sandra, and this is Katie. We're at NASA Johnson Space Center inside HERA, the Human Exploration Research Analog. We're on Campaign 6, Mission 4. Our mission is to simulate a trip to the Mars moon Phobos. As we travel, we're helping scientists learn more about isolation, confinement, and remote conditions that could influence how astronauts live and work in deep space, all without even leaving Earth. We're excited to answer your questions.
Hi, I'm Rhea Ferris, and I'm a fourth grader at Cascadia Elementary School, Seattle, Washington. I was wondering, what's it like on the habitat? Could you give me a little tour? I'm really interested in how you eat, sleep, and work in such a small space. Thank you.
That's a great question, Rhea. And it is a challenge to live, work, and eat in such a small place with 4 people. When you first enter HERA through the airlock, you're going to see our scientific workspace. This is where we do the majority of our tasks during the day. It's where the 4 of us work and do various maintenance, repair, and science tasks. In addition, we have what is known as our hygiene module. This is where we might use the bathroom, go and take a shower, or just brush our teeth. It's also where we'll do our laundry. We don't have a laundry machine here, so we have to wash all of our clothes by hands to keep everything clean. If we go up to the second story of our habitat, which we can use this lovely lift to achieve, you'll see the area where we can hang out, eat in our galley, and rehydrate some food, and where we'll exercise. We have a bike that we're all very fond of and enjoy using, as well as a couple of weights and some mats where we might do some strength and resistance training, or maybe even just a little bit of yoga. Then, on our third level, you'll see our crew quarters. This is where each of us has a bunk to sleep. You'll note that it's pretty sparse, and we still don't get a ton of privacy. We have some mesh nets, but we can all see each other, and it's much like you might go if you went to a summer camp or have a bunk bed in your room. We're all still very much in the same space, sleeping together, but that is a space that is all ours.
Everybody can imagine when you're home, and the average size of an American household is 2,000 square foot. And that's a big space. Compared to that, we have 640 square feet. And that's quite a difference, but we make it work. We are scheduling our workouts and the hygiene after that, nicely staggered, so we can all have our own space and our own time in the hygiene module and shower, brush our teeth, have some privacy while we do all that. And once one person is out, the other person's ready to go in. And we keep that pretty sacred, and we love our time in our hygiene module and get a nice warm shower, don't we?
Yeah, for sure. It's been really nice to eat together as well. With such a small space, we're all able to come together, maybe from the several floors that we have in our habitat, and have a nice meal together. At lunch and breakfast, we each have, a couple of minutes, maybe 45 minutes, maybe half an hour, to come together and eat and just talk about how our day is going, and really reconnect as a team.
And we're growing together like that really nicely, and it feels good.
Hi, my name is Kakul. I'm in 10th grade at OSDV Public School in India. I was wondering what happens when something inside HERA breaks while you're on your mission. Are you prepared for that? What happens if power or water or any other system fails that is needed for your survival or for the success of your mission?
That is an excellent question, Kakul. Throughout HERA, our ability to be self-sufficient is put to the test. That is one of the research topics. And as researchers want to know how we come together, they also want to know how we troubleshoot. And so there are several different drills that we're going through. There are procedures and protocols for all of that. And we are following those to the point. as you never know what would happen in space, which we're simulating if you don't follow protocols. So it is very important to follow the procedures that we were given. And another point on that topic is if there is a real emergency, we're consistently in contact with mission control. And if there is something that is putting the experiment, HERA, into danger, like a hurricane, since we are based in Houston, which can have hurricanes, they will get us out in time and they would break up the experiment to keep everybody safe based on NASA procedures and guidelines. So we are not worried about the outside. So we have an amazing team looking over us on the outside. And on the inside, we're going with the drills and we're practicing that. And it is working out well, right, Katie?
Yeah, it's working out great. And in addition to all of our amazing procedures, we also had a good deal of training before coming into the habitat to make sure that we were well prepared for any emergencies we might have, either with the habitat itself or medically. So we're very well prepared for anything that might come our way.
My name is Marion.
And my name is Devin. And we're in Scout Pack 209 in Katy, Texas.
My question is, what kind of food do you eat?
And how do you know how much food to bring?
I'm really glad you asked that question, Marianne and Devin. We have a lot of food available for us for 45 whole days, and none of that's fresh. So the food that we are eating every day might be similar to the food that you eat when you go camping. We have nuts, we have canned fruits, we might have a couple of tortillas, which are a fan favorite, I think. Most of the crew's a big fan. And then we have dehydrated foods. We can get our proteins, our fruits, and our vegetables. All of our food was specifically designed for us based on our weight, how much activity we're doing, and how many calories, grams of protein, grams of carbohydrates, and all of that we might need. So the nutritionists at NASA did a really good job designing healthy, nutrient-filled meals to allow us to successfully complete our mission, and we don't have any issues there. The food's been pretty good. I think everyone has some fan favorites. My personal favorite is probably the pasta primavera. I think it's really tasty.
Katie, what do you miss that you don't get in here?
I definitely miss eggs. I think we as a crew are pretty excited to have a nice omelet or maybe an over easy egg when we get out. So
I miss tomatoes. The fresh smell and the crunch or the crunchiness and the softness. I can't wait to have a fresh tomato when I get out.
Hi, my name is Kirana, a 6th grader at BHA Spring, Texas. I was curious, how do you have your privacy in such a small space, such as sleeping, changing your clothes, using the toilet, and showering? Thank you.
Kirana, that's a great question. Making sure that we're working together as a team while we're still maintaining personal space is a vital part of long-duration spaceflight. And it is hard sometimes to have no privacy, but with the crew that's already grown together, it is quite alright. When you change, that's kind of a hard thing to do without all that privacy that we don't have. But we make it work because it's easy enough to gather your things and go down to the bathroom and close the curtain and change. And then you come out nice and fresh and happy and ready to interact with your crew again. When we take a shower, you have the hygiene module to yourself. You can close the curtain, you can get undressed, you go into the shower, you enjoy your nice warm hot shower that you get once a day, and you can wash your hair and do your hygiene. And when you come out, you can close the curtain behind you again and apply your lotion and do your regular things that you do during your hygiene, get dressed. And when you're ready, you can come out from behind the curtain. And that is really nice privacy. In the evenings, we have our own bunk bed. We don't have to sleep in the same bunk bed all together. So that's a nice little space that we also have to ourselves. And everybody has a little picture or two of their family up there. So just before the lights go out, that's something that you can look at and pull some energy from. That's really nice too.
Hello, my name is Charles and I go in the 6th grade at Tallkrogen School in Stockholm, Sweden. I am wondering, what do you miss most about the life outside your habitat? Like, how does it feel to not be able to touch grass, breathe fresh air, or see the sun for 45 days? Thanks.
Hi, Charles. Thanks so much for your question. Missing home is definitely a consideration for long-term spaceflight, and we're really glad that you asked. I think the thing that I certainly miss the most is my family, and I think that's probably the same for most of our crew members. We all really miss being able to just pick up the phone and talk to our family or see them at the end of a workday, and that's really been an adjustment. In addition to that, I personally really miss going outside and running in the sunshine, kind of smelling the grass as I move along. But I have been really grateful here to still get some exercise in and to have pictures of my family and to get to talk to them for an allotted amount of time each week. And they're really supportive and understanding that this research is very important. So that's been a good motivator for keeping spirits high and knowing that in 45 days, the sun will still be there and so will our families, and we're really excited to get back to both. Sandra, do you have anything that you miss the most? And what are some of your strategies for coping with the isolation and then the things that you do miss?
That's a good question, Katie. So for me, I miss the most the green that you're walking along a lake, that you see the grass, that you smell the soil, and that you see the birds flying over and the blue sky, and there's some puffy clouds drifting over you. But it's only 45 days. Yes, it sounds a lot, but if you compare 45 days to a year or 2 or 3, 45 days is really not that much. And if you take it day by day and you remember that your family outside supports you and thinks that this is a very important mission to accomplish, and we feel certainly the same way because we're here, it is not that hard to look forward to it and knowing that it's happening soon again and to keep the spirits high, and we know Earth is out there and we'll see it soon again and the sunshine will be out and spring is coming when we come out, so that's something to look forward to.
Hello, my name's Tawana and I'm a 9th grade student at Lakecrest Independent School in St. John's, Canada. My question for you is, have you deliberately made or noticed any personality changes during your stay on the mission? And will those personality changes be kept after the mission is completed? Thank you, and good luck.
Oh, very insightful question, Tawana. It's a very important question, how different personalities deal and adapt with working together. That's a key part of HERA. For me, the biggest adjustment is that I am taking it in more deeply, that I'm realizing where I am, and that this is big deal to be here and to be part of this HERA mission and to be part of C6M4. It's an honor to be here and be part of NASA making progress to deep space missions and playing my little part in it. So I'm very happy about that. And I think I will come out of here with a lot of gratitude, and I will see the world in a different way and all the opportunities that present itself. And also, I'm in here with a member of our crew who's Spanish, and I learned what bless you means in Spanish, and I will take that out because salute sounds really cute, and that will be something that I will use for the rest of my life. What about you, Katie?
Yeah, as Sandra alluded to, this is a very international crew. We have members from Germany, members from Spain, members from the northern U.S. as well as the southern U.S., and it's been really great to live and work with such an international and such a talented team. I think, being flexible with each other and really communicating clearly and being open to these different customs and these different mannerisms is key to all of us getting along and enjoying each other's company. And I think that we've been really successful in that. I've been learning a little bit of German, a little bit of Spanish as well. And it's been a lot of fun. I think we've been having a good time.
Hi, my name is Laura. I'm in grade 8 at the United Nations International School, Hanoi, Vietnam. I was wondering, what information is this mission providing that you can't already get from the ISS? And to flip that question around a bit, what living conditions are difficult to simulate? Thank you.
Laura, that's a really important point about ground analogs here on Earth. HERA and other ground analogs like it are not meant to replace the International Station, which has been providing exceptional information about how humans live and work in space for decades. We're really meant to supplement some of these larger questions about how behaviors about astronauts and teams might form, and what some of the effects of isolation and confinement might be when kind of pulled back from some of the other complicating factors on the ISS are, such as the effects of microgravity or the effects of bone loss. You really have to understand that HERA is a much smaller space than the ISS. It's only about 600 square feet, whereas the ISS is a much bigger space for our astronauts to be working in. And before we take that leap and send astronauts into deep space in such a small and confined area, we need to understand what are some methods for communicating and what are some methods for adapting and designing for these longer duration space missions in much smaller spaces than the ISS. But with HERA, we can really trial many more experiments and look at methods for creating a long duration environment or a high autonomy environment here on Earth and get those results before we decide to launch something to the International Station for further testing. Thank you for all of your amazing questions.
You can learn more on the HERA website.